Then challenges Kareem, two of the greatest centers to ever play the game. One of the greatest playoff games in NBA history. Watch the Lakers and Blazers in the 77 Western Final, Saturday at 6, only on ESPN Classic Sports.
The Ultimate All-Star Game continues now on Classic Sports. That 1971 All-Star Game's third inning was surely one of the greats in All-Star Game lore. However, the third inning of the 1983 contest in Chicago's Comiskey Park may be the best of all time. National League and San Francisco Giants pitcher Atlee Hammaker, and his real name was Atlee, had just completed one of the most dominating half seasons of any pitcher in Major League history. He retired 58 of 63 batters he faced in the month of April 1983. That's some kind of pitching. And led all of baseball with a 1.70 ERA heading into the game. Amidst fireworks and a rousing chorus of... or a reasonable facsimile, Atlee Hammaker was embarrassingly driven to the clubhouse showers by the Comiskey fans. Let's join Vin Scully and Joe Garagiola as the American League comes to bat in the '83 All-Star Game.
Hammaker has a good slider. The thing they say about him, though, you got to be ready to hit because he comes right at you with good control. So when he takes the mound, he's going to throw strikes. There's no waiting and checking him out. Slider is his out pitch.
You know what he did in April, Joe? He was the pitcher of the month. And you know why? Very simply. In the month of April, from April the 13th through the 23rd, so a little more than 10 days, 11 days, he allowed only 5 batters to get on base. He got 58 out of 63. I mean, he was totally unbeatable.
Why wouldn't you sign to 5 batters?
Yeah, they did. Right away.
5 batters.
5 batters. His earned run average is close to the record. It's 1.7. And the lowest for a left-hander in the modern era from 1920 to date, the great Carl Hubble, was 1.6. So he's something. And so is Jim Rice and George Brett and Ted Simmons. Rice was aboard what looked like a double play ball kicked by Mike Schmidt in the first inning. And he popped it foul out of play, 0-1.
They weren't going to wait. First pitch by Hammaker, he went to work on it. There's no sense trying to get a base on balls.
Rice doesn't mess around anyway, as you see Monty Irvin. Another great name out of the past. Rice is a killer on the road. 15 of his 22 home runs have been hit on the road. He has a mere .631 slugging percentage when he has a suitcase in his hand. Jim Rice, 0-2. 1-2.
That was the classic example of the ball player not showing up the umpire. He didn't like that second call strike, but he kept looking towards center field and made his speech. You can stay in a lot of games that way.
And he probably hammers it to left. Raines goes back. It's gone. Home run on the road for Jim Rice. High fives for the great traveling salesman, Mr. Jim Rice.
That looked like somebody was pouring milk. It was just a white blur from home plate to left field. It never got up, it never got down. It just went straight out. And look at that American League bench. They're tired of hearing about losing 19 out of 20.
So they're leading 3-1. And the batter now is George Brett. He had a scoring fly ball in the first inning. That left field wall is 9 feet 10 inches. It was just a low line drive that landed right there in the picnic area. I always remember a home run hit here in the '59 World Series. Al Smith was standing there and somebody knocked a big bucket of beer and it went on his head, remember?
That's right, he got the beer shampoo.
But Raines did not have any rain. There's a drive to center, but Dawson has to get it by him for the wall. Brett is going for 3. it's interesting, not to wear you out with numbers, but George Brett has a triple. He's led the American League in triples 3 times. The only other player to do it is the immortal Ty Cobb. So to see Brett triple, what else is new? And the batter now is Ted Simmons, and the infield halfway. And Hamaker's been lathered. Rice a home run, Brett a triple, and the count 0-1 to Simmons. 3-1 in favor of the American League. Popped it up on the right side. Sachs is calling. Tagging is Brett. And Sachs will run it back in. 1 away. Boy, I'll tell you one thing. If you're a pitcher in an all-star game, there are no soft spots. There are no breathers. Here you are waiting to Rice and Brett and Simmons. Now you get Winfield.
That's why they're here, I tell you.
Well, Winfield hooked a double in the left field corner in the second inning, remember, and came around to score on the fly ball by Robin Yount. You know, Winfield was born on a very historic day in baseball history, just to link the past with the present. His birthday is October the 3rd, 1951. That was the day Bobby Thompson hit the home run off Ralph Branca to give the Giants the National League pennant over the Brooklyn Dodgers. And Dave Winfield was born that day.
Seems like the day before yesterday.
Yeah, and how?
That's why the game was being delayed. The bullpen's out here in Comiskey Park, way out in the outfield, and the players have to wait on the sidelines till the umpire says, okay, you can go on across.
All right, big Winfield trying to pick up Brett. The infield is halfway, and the American League is leading 3-1 as George comes down the line under the guise of Joe Altobelli. And a big chopper up the middle makes it 4-1 American League.
They didn't waste any time on Hamaker. They just went to work. First pitches, they went to whacking. And Winfield drives it in. And he's a base-stealing threat.
He wasn't talking about baseball, but Winston Churchill once said the price of greatness is responsibility. And taking the responsibility full in their charge, Rice homers, Brett triples, Winfield singles, and the great ones have given the American League the 4-1 lead. And here's Manny Trio. 4 runs, 5 hits for the American League. 1 run, no hits for the National League. Line drive, base hit into left field. Winfield will stop at second on a single by Manny Trio. And the American League is after the National. Joe Altobelli wants to make sure Winfield is okay. And Doug DeCinces is coming out of the American League dugout. Winfield hit the bag oddly at second, and Altobelli gestured out there, and Winfield said, no, I'm okay. And here is Doug DeCinces of the California Angels. Take a look at the way he hits it, Joe.
He had ideas about going to third, and instead of looking at the bag, he was watching Raines in left field. And then when he put the brakes on, he needed those radial shoes and get a little grip with some studs. He slipped, but he's all right. And we're going to have a pinch hitter. See him looking at the outfield. He not once took a look at the bag, and when he sees he can't get to third, whoops, I better make me a U-turn here.
So Doug DeCinces sent up there by Harvey Keene to hit for Dave Steve. DeCinces was third in the MVP voting last year to Robin Yount and Eddie Murray, and he has 5 numbers this year. He has 15 home runs, a .300 batting average. The only American leaguer up there with those numbers. 0-1. Twice in the month of August last year, DeCinces hit 3 home runs in a game. He wound up with 30. So he's got a lot of sock.
hit that dramatic home run in one of our Saturday games of the week in Detroit. And Sconyers tied it up in the 9th, and he won it in extra innings.
He's up there now with Winfield at second, Trio at first, 1 out, 4-1 American League. A high fly ball into right center. Dawson and Murphy, and Dawson is the captain out there and makes the catch. So DeCinces a fly ball to shallow center. 2 down, and Rod Carew coming up.
You talk about numbers, and we all know Carew is a good hitter. Carew has 808 multiple hit games.
All right.
You round off a season to 160 games. That means for 5 seasons, every game he got 2 or more hits. For 5 years.
The only other story I love better is the one you figured out on Reggie Jackson, remember?
Yeah, but I can identify with the Reggie Jackson, but the only guy I can identify with that is Superman.
And he probably slaps it into left field for a base hit. Winfield on his way to the plate. Rain's throw is way off the mark. Picked up by Schmidt. Down to Sachs, who drops the throw. Holding at third is Trio. 5-1 American lead.
Mike Schmidt couldn't get anything on the throw. It wasn't handled at second base. You can see the hesitation. If he'd have held that ball, he's out, but the ball is laying on the ground. You can see it. And so everybody's safe. And not only is the American League just whacking the baseball, they are really running the bases well.
Throw, I think, might have had him.
He was the umpire at second base, ready to call him out.
Well, now they're going to walk Robin Yount, and that'll load up the bases. You got to tell it again. You know, the Reggie Jackson, the other side.
Oh, well, we were doing that game in Detroit. You said he struck out 2,126 times. I said making the 500 times at bat one season. He went 4 years without hitting the ball.
And he made the All-Star team 1 year hitting less than 200.
And speaking of multiple hit games, Carew's got another one tonight. It doesn't even count.
And Jim Rice beaming in the dugout. He started it all with a home run. And Freddie Lynn will be the batter. Robin Yount is at first. Rod Carew is at second. And Manny Trio is at third. Freddie Lynn walked and struck out. For Freddie Lynn. And there's Jim Rice, who led it off with a home run on deck. Only once has Lynn ever managed to play 150 games in a season. It's been in big trouble. The other side of a coin, Eddie Murray, whom we'll see later, has never played under 150 games. So the American League, 1 in the first, 1 in the second, and 3 in the third. They have pushed Atlee Hammaker around, and it is 5-1 American. 1 ball, 1 strike.
He had a close-up of Hammaker. If you're wondering what that button is, that's that famous Croy the Candlestick. If you stay for an extra inning game, you get awarded this medal, I guess you'd call it, because it does get cold in Candlestick Park. There you see it.
And Candlestick Park, the home of next year's All-Star game. 1-2 the count to Freddie Lynn. Lynn, surprisingly, has really been struggling with men in scoring position, and he's got the bases loaded. He's hitting less than 200 with men in scoring position. Yount at first, Carew at second, Trio at third. 2 out. And he drives it to deep right. Back goes Murphy away back, and there it is, the first grand slam in All-Star history. slam home run in All-Star history, hit by that man, smiling Fred Lynn.
Here's his time at bat. Watch the reaction. He knows he touched it off. He's watching it.
2-2 pitch to Parrish. Got him swinging.
We'll return in a moment to the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network. This Classic Sports Network presentation is brought to you by Degree, the body heat activated antiperspirant and deodorant.
4 tires fueled and out the door.
Feel the heat radiating out of your skin.
It's nasty hot.
We asked some of the hottest guys in the pits to switch antiperspirants.
Ultra Dry Degree, body heat activated.
Wow, I've never seen this before.
When your body heat rises, Degree Ultra Dry's powerful new form releases extra protection when you need it most.
This is one of the few products that can keep up with me.
It kept me dry. Ultra Dry.
Worked better than my old stick.
New Degree Ultra Dry. Now more than ever, your body heat turns it on.
The proof is in the pit. Remember, we're guests here. Try not to look like a tourist. Whoa, these things are sort of riding up on me. Shut up and drink your beer.
Don't let this happen to you. Drink Keystone Light, America's never bitter beer, so there's always a great taste, never a bitter face.
What do you say we go back to my place and yodel?
Stop making faces. Drink Keystone.
How do you get rid of ugly stains on ceiling tiles? You simply spray them away. Incredible? It's true. With Instagon. Just spray it on and the stain is gone right before your eyes in less than 30 seconds. No scrubbing, no rubbing, no work at all. Instagon's unique patent-pending formula disintegrates stains on contact. This textured ceiling is a real challenge. You'll rub off the pebbling before you wipe away the dirt. But Instagon gets rid of the problem in no time. Amazing! And stop wasting so much time on bathroom tiles. Even that grungy caulking between the tiles comes sparkling clean with Instagon. Stucco is just about impossible to clean. But Instagon gets into all those tiny crevices and dissolves the grime away. It'll even take care of those neglected fireplace walls. Just spray on Instagon and watch years of soot just disappear. Water stains on your walls and ceilings? Now you see them, now you don't. Instagon works like magic. And why scrub that PVC lawn furniture? Just give it a spray of Instagon and clean away months of dirt in seconds. It even gets rid of the mildew on those vinyl cushions. You just spray it away. For extra large stains, apply Instagon with a paint roller. It works safely. It works instantly on all these surfaces. Instagon is yours for only $19.95. But wait, call now and we'll double your order at no extra charge. That's 2 22-ounce spray bottles good for hundreds of jobs for only $19.95. Guaranteed to make stains disappear or your money back. It's not available in stores, so order your Instagon now.
Order Instagon now and receive an additional 22-ounce bottle of Instagon absolutely free just by calling 1-800-931-6800 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling to Instagon, 809 Stewart Lane, Brentwood, Tennessee. But for quicker service, call 1-800-931-6800.
You're watching Classic Sports Network.
After getting shelled in the third inning, it's time for the National League to bring in their big guns in the form of Juan Marichal, Fernando Valenzuela, and 19-year-old rookie phenom Dwight Gooden. Now, although Hall of Famer Marichal looks a little awkward with that patented high leg kick, once the leg comes down, he's delivering fastballs, curves, and sliders with brilliant control. In the fourth, he faces an impressive array of offensive talent in Rod Carew, Carl Yastrzemski, and Frank Howard. On July 10th, 1984, Carl Hubbell, possibly the most famous pitcher in All-Star history, the most famous, well, he was in attendance. 50 years earlier, on July 10th, 1934, Hubbell set the All-Star game record with 5 consecutive strikeouts. And what made this really spectacular was that Hubbell struck out 5 future Hall of Famers: Babe Ruth, Lou Gehrig, Jimmy Fox, Al Simmons, and Joe Cronin. Fernando Valenzuela and Dwight Gooden collectively attempted to break that record in the 4th and 5th innings of the 1984 game. Well, let's join Kurt Gowdy as he calls the action in the 1968 contest, followed by Al Michaels and Howard Cosell in the 1984 game, as the Ultimate All-Star Game continues now on Classic Sports.
Marichal will throw all speeds, overhand you, sidearm you, and has probably as fine as control as any pitcher in baseball. Strike two. I think he'd walked only 23 men all year and nearly 200 innings of pitching.
Kurt, and occasionally he'll do the same thing that Tiant does. He'll look back into center field and not look at you. He does a lot of the same things. I think not quite as herky-jerky as Tiant, though.
He gives you that big leg kick that we'll show you. There's a bounding ball. A second. Kessinger over there and comes up with another good play. He had to really get something on that one, and he had to wait for the second hop. So Carew bounces out. Kessinger to McCovey. One out. Carl Yastrzemski popped up his first time. Frank Howard's going to be on deck. National League ahead, 1-0. There's ball one. Watch Marichal if we get a shot looking at him. The way he kicks that leg up in the air, almost puts his foot in front of his face. Yastrzemski hits a hot ground ball. Helms up with it to McCovey. And the National League playing brilliant in the infield. Helms took a base hit away from Yastrzemski.
That was a very fine play by Tommy Helms, Kurt. It was also a good play by Willie McCovey. Willie McCovey went over for that ball and then had to come back to bag and turn completely around, and Helms made a perfect throw. Watch this play by Tommy. The ball hops up for him. He's looking right at it, as you can see. The throw, he has to wheel, turn around to his left. Here's the throw.
Now we're back to live action, and Frank Howard up, line to short his first time. 2 down, nobody on, top of the fourth. The National League ahead, 1-0. 1-1. The American League had Rick Mundy and Tony Oliva warming up down the sidelines, and they'll come in and go to the defensive outfield in the last of the fourth. Eleven in a row now have gone down for the American League. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Howard. Fastball inside, 2-1 to him. The 2-1 pitch. Fouls it back, 2-2. Curtis Sandy knows, and everyone knows that's been around this big fellow, Frank Howard. Before the game, I was talking to him, and he said, "Pee-wee, what's happened to the All-Star game when they select me?" Only 5 homers in a half year. That's what's happened to him. A little modest, isn't he? 2-2 to count. Fouls it off. You know, he's so big. Dick Williams says, "I don't know whether we can beat these fellas tonight, but I like to fight them." With Boog Powell and Howard and Willie Horton and Bill Freehand. Somebody asked Dick Williams when the American League was going to leave on the bus yesterday. He says, "Ask Mr. Howard." The 2-2 pitch. Sidearms him and strikes him out. So that's it for the American League in the top of the fourth. At the end of 3.5 innings, it is still the National League 1 and the American League 0.
And Dave Winfield to lead things off. Winfield grounded out in the first inning. Dave trying to hit the 3rd home run of the night. Fernando Valenzuela.
Now he's playing golf.
Well, Dwight Gooden, the 19-year-old, he is the youngest man ever named to an All-Star team. And he'll be the youngest man to ever play in this game if he gets in, and he's in the bullpen right now. Leads the majors in strikeouts. No balls, 2 strikes to count on Winfield. Outside. Occasionally you'll see that center field shot going back and forth a little bit. That wind will pick up. Now and again, big strong gust
Well, if you remember the '81 series, Whitfield was shackled.
2-2 the count. From the blip, here comes the 5, beginning to roll in over Baghdad by the Bay.
But what a beautiful city.
The first time 3 screwballs he got him with, right? Chased him right in the dirt. But the first time I saw that fog roll in over in Oakland, Alameda County Stadium, I thought it was rain. Here we get a good shot of the screwball. Down, down, down. Winfield chased it right in the dirt.
So he got Dave to chase it, and up comes Reggie Jackson.
Getting back to the story, when I saw that fog rolling in, I thought it was rain clouds, and I tried to speed the game up till George Bamberger, my old pitching coach, says, don't get excited. But those aren't rain clouds.
Could see some fog in the ballpark before this one is done as it begins to drift in from the Pacific. Reggie grounds it foul into the National League pen, and it's Tony Pena, the Pirate catcher, coming up with it.
Never seen Reggie looser, happier than during this trip here for this game. Meant so much to him. Fighting, being 38, hitting 190 over the last month. He's brought it up to 247, and he's rolling.
And he really worked hard in the 2 workouts that they had here.
You see those 4 in a row he hit in batting practice, putting on that show?
He got quite a hand for them.
And down he goes here. So Valenzuela has made Winfield and Jackson look about as bad as you'll ever see Dave and Reggie look back to back.
Well, again, he's using that screwball to the left-handed hitters. He's not letting them take it away.
The Kansas City Royals, George Brett.
So now let's see about Brett, what George has learned from watching Winfield and Jackson. What Charlie Lee learned in the 2nd inning was that Brett can drill one over the wall in center.
Don't fall behind him. 2-0 and throw him the fastball. That's what Charlie told the Twin D.
Fastball for a strike. Little look back now, 2nd inning. Just a screamer to center.
You know what makes Brett a such a good hitter against his screwball? He might shorten his stroke. You notice he stayed off of that. He probably not thinking home run at all, where Winfield and Jackson were.
1 ball, 1 strike the count. National League on top, 2-1 with 2 out and the bases empty in the 4th inning. Good breaking pitch. 1-2. See a lot of Cub hats these days everywhere. And strike 3, a fastball. So he strikes out Winfield on a screwball, Jackson on a screwball, Brett on a fastball. 2-1, National League on top with Lance Parrish of the Tigers taking outside. Ball 1. 1-0. The Kong is Dave Kingman. Dave Kingman, I think, has played in every park in America at one time, hasn't he?
23 homers.
And not on the team, but Joe Altobelli was saying he really had a choice, as it turned out, between Kingman and Ricky Henderson, and Henderson can do more things.
And the way he explained it makes all the sense in the world, despite the discomfiture and disappointment of a number of fans in this area. Kingman has behaved very well this year, and he has hit.
Kingman was with the Giants at the outset of his career. In fact, one year they tried him at 3rd base, and nobody would buy a seat back of 1st.
Well, you know, if you take Kingman, you're creating another designated hitter situation. And
that's fouled away, and the count 2 balls and 2 strikes.
That situation you described when they had Dave at 3rd obtained in Cleveland in the 50s when Al Rosen was playing 3rd. They wanted to put a screen up in front of the fans.
Danger zone. 2-2 pitch to Parrish. Got him swinging. So Dwight Gooden leading the bigs in strikeouts. Strikes Parrish out on a 91-mile-an-hour pitch.
High fastball up out of the strike zone.
Center field.
We've got some anxious hitters right now in the American League Club.
This Gooden is amazing.
Well, you're definitely not going to hit pitchers like this unless you make them throw the ball over the plate.
Batter is Chet Lemon of the Tigers. Strike. 1-1. Last 4 American leaguers have struck out. Valenzuela struck out the side. Gooden has struck out Parrish. And those two are 1-2 in strikeouts in the National League. 0-2.
Well, we have had 4 strikeouts consecutively. 3 by Valenzuela last inning, now 1 by Gooden, and the memories go back to 34 and the hub,
who was here tonight to throw out along with Stu Miller the first ball. 1 ball, 2 strikes to count.
You look at the 3 guys struck out by Nando, they're possible future Hall of Famers.
Right. Got Winfield, Jackson, and Brett. And Lee Wire looked like he was about ready to come up with that right arm, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Have no chance on this pitch. Good breaking ball on the outside half of the plate. Had to call it for high as it crossed the plate, not in the catcher's glove.
And he strikes him out. So the last 5 American leaguers have gone down on strikes. Good with 133 strikeouts in 111 innings this season.
19 years old. A year ago, if you remember, and you know that league, Earl, he was in the Carolina League All-Star game.
Your attention, please.
I played in that league in 1950, and thank goodness he wasn't there then.
Yeah, you peaked out there.
After a 94-mile-an-hour fastball.
Here's a good little matchup. Dwight Gooden at 19 against the kid who started the season not even on the Seattle roster, Al Davis. And here he is in the All-Star game as the sole Mariners representative. Having a great rookie year. Looks at his strike. 0-1 the count. Alvin Davis out of Arizona State University. A chance to play when Ken Phelps got hurt early. And he hasn't been out of the lineup since. As the Mariners try to hang in there in the West.
You watch this kid pitch, Earl. It must be amazing, even to you, as a great manager who had so many great ones, including Jim with us in the booth. The poise, maturity, sense of presence out there.
So much poise and such outstanding rhythm he has. Drives right through. Comes right down at the hitter.
Count is 1-2, so he's a strike away from making it 6 straight strikeouts for Valenzuela and Gooden. 2-1 National League on top. 2 out, bases empty. We're in the 5th inning at Candlestick Park. And the crowd wants the strikeout. Sounds like Shea now. Whoa. Appeal? No. Don't get the call at third.
Close.
Very close.
Close to being a strike. Let her high.
Derwin Merrill, the umpire at third, said no. 2 balls, 2 strikes on Al Davis of Seattle. And Gooden strikes out the side. Dwight Gooden, 2 years out of high school, 2 years ago in Tampa, Florida, and at the age of 19 comes into the All-Star game and strikes out the side.
There's a long drive. That one is going way up.
You're watching the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network.
Zima.
Hey. How is that?
Huh. Very refreshing.
Hey, man, my girl left me. Could you send out a tune?
I want my baby back, baby back, baby back, baby back, really, baby back, really. I got my baby back, really.
What lower round draft pick just might stun the NBA by becoming his team's leading rebounder this year? The Sporting News knows. Do you? What hot goalie will dominate NHL offenses to power his team to a great season? The Sporting News knows. Do you? What surprising rookie sensation could send his team soaring into the Super Bowl? The Sporting News knows, and you can too when you call now to claim your no-cost 4-issue Sporting News mini subscription. Plus, reserve these great sports binoculars free. When it comes to the NFL, NBA, Major League Baseball, and the NHL, nobody keeps you in the know quite like the Sporting News. What GM's blockbuster trades will turn as pretenders into pennant contenders next season? The Sporting News knows, and now you will too. Call now for your no-cost 4-issue Sporting News mini subscription. If you like it, get 24 more issues, 28 in all, for 4 easy payments of just $4.99. Plus, get these great binoculars free with your paid subscription. Call now.
Funerals are a very difficult thing for a family to go through. Besides the sorrow, loved ones are left with the decisions and the overwhelming details of arranging a funeral. And funerals can cost thousands of dollars. That's why the Mature Life Plan was formed. It relieves families of the worry, cost, and confusion over funeral details by providing cash for final expenses.
This is the kind of plan that gives you peace of mind.
With the Mature Life Plan, everything's done by mail. There's no medical exam, no health questions, and you can't be turned down for coverage. Your rates will never increase, your benefits will never decrease, and your plan cannot be canceled. Call, and we'll send you free information about the Mature Life Plan. You have absolutely no obligation. Find out how you can protect your loved ones. Call now.
To receive free information, call 1-800-883-5995.
Consider myself.
You're watching Classic Sports Network.
On the face of the earth.
There's a long ride. That one is going way up.
You're watching the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network.
Welcome back to the Ultimate All-Star Game here on Classic Sports. It's our compilation of the favorite innings we have in our vast baseball library. Now, in 1993, the American League arrived at pristine Oriole Park at Camden Yards, hoping to extend their win streak over the National League to 6 games. The Americans, led by mild-mannered Kirby Puckett, young superstar Ken Griffey Jr., and Albert Bell, marched into the 5th inning ahead 5-2. Facing San Francisco Giant John Burkett in his first All-Star appearance, they were poised to blow this game wide open. Randy Johnson, ace pitcher for the Seattle Mariners, also provided some insight on the significance of being a member of an All-Star team and of almost beaning the inimitable quote machine, former Phillies first baseman John Kruk, now retired from baseball.
For Randy Johnson, Seattle left-hander, 2 perfect innings for the American League. But if there ever was a pitch that could break the tension in this game, the first one to John Kruk. Tell us about it.
Well, it's a bit humid out there, and I think maybe the ball just kind of got away. But John's got the type of personality, I think, that he didn't think anything of it, and I think he kind of, got a little reaction out of it. And it was a lot of fun for me out there. 2 innings in the All-Star game. I'll always remember those 2 innings.
Well, you've got the kind of personality that can get by with something like that, too. Congratulations. Let's go back up to Sean and Tim.
John Burkett of the San Francisco Giants becomes the 3rd pitcher of the night for the National League. He is one of 2 13-game winners in baseball. He was the first, and Jack McDowell of the American League joined him over the weekend. A couple of other changes. Bobby Kelly of Cincinnati is now in center field. And Jay Bell of Pittsburgh playing at second base, not ordinarily his position. He's a shortstop by trade for Pittsburgh. Bell has only played 2 games in his career at second base, way back in 1986 when he was with Cleveland. Ivan Rodriguez flied to right. That was in the 2nd. Roberto Alomar and Paul Molitor scheduled to follow, but we're at the point in the game where you might expect some pinch hitters.
Talked about Pudge Rodriguez being the youngest player in the game. Well, Carlton Fisk, another Pudge, retiring about a month and a half ago, being released by the White Sox. So 1 Pudge out, another one in, as far as big league catchers are concerned.
This Pudge was promoted to the major leagues on June 20th of 1991. On the same day, he married his wife, Maribel. What a day that was in his life.
Get me to the park on time.
The 2-2 pitch. Line to left. Bonds on the run. It's over his head and stuck in the wall. Stuck in the padding in left field, just to the left of the 364 mark. And that's a ground rule double.
Barry Bonds, one of the best at playing the carom. Let's see how he does on the stick. He plays at the stick all year long. Look what happens. Stuck. Ground rule double for Ivan Rodriguez. I would imagine they will correct that in years to come and either sew the seams or make it to where the ball at least caroms off of that wall, because that does not appear to be a fair situation when the ball sticks like that.
A Velcro ball off the wall and left by Ivan Rodriguez. One of the few criticisms of this park is that fence in left field is too low and the fans can reach over and interfere with the fielders as they try to make plays. Jay Bell looking like a veteran of second base action as he scooped that up and threw out Roberto Alomar. And a pinch hitter batting for the DH Paul Molitor is Albert Bell of the Cleveland Indians in his first All-Star game. And in all likelihood, it will not be his last. Bell looked at a strike, 1-1.
23 home runs here at the All-Star break, the most since Rocky Colavito had 24 before the All-Star game in 1959.
The most for an Indian.
Most for an Indian, right. That was the first All-Star game, by the way. That was the first year that 2 All-Star games were played. There was a period of 4 years from 1959 to 1962 where 2 All-Star games were played. Contributions went to the Players' Pension Fund in those days.
John Burkett with the 1-2 pitch. Line to base hit. In his first All-Star at bat, Albert Bell gives the American League the lead. The ball misplayed by Justice, and Bell moves in a second. So Albert Bell with a single and an RBI to knock in Rodriguez. The American League leads for the first time tonight at 3-2, and that will likely be the game's first error on David Justice. And another man in scoring position with 1 out for Ken Griffey Jr., who is 0 for 2. He's grounded out and struck out. Little looper and a base hit over the outstretched Kruk. They're sending Bell in. Justice has a very good arm, but the throw is offline. It's 4-2 American League.
Very good arm, but even All-Stars make mistakes.
The single and an RBI for Griffey, and he takes second on the throw to the plate. So 2 runs in the inning on 3 hits. An error by Justice and the air mailing of the cutoff man. The runs at the expense of John Burkett in his first inning. Joe Carter is the batter with 1 strike to count. He has popped to short and singled to left. Let's listen in on Cito Gaston's reaction to the hit.
Nice hit, nice. Oh boy, what hustle, all right.
And they have hustled in this inning. Bell an alert play to get into second when Justice bobbled, and Griffey moved into scoring position on the high throw by Justice. Terry Mulholland, who started for the National League tonight, thought John Burkett would have been the most deserving starter. But Bobby Cox said that decision was based on the fact that Mulholland had more rest. He had 4 days of rest coming in, while Burkett pitched on Saturday in extraordinary heat against the Phillies in Philadelphia. That just missed. It's 2 balls and 2 strikes.
John Burkett tied with the major league lead in wins along with Jack McDowell, and here they are facing one another in the 5th inning. John also a bowler. That is his avocation. He has bowled 300 games as an amateur.
On 3 occasions.
Yeah.
And he has occasionally participated in PBA events in the offseason. Let's check in with an excellent bowler himself, Pat O'Brien.
All right, Sean, thank you. One of the interactive parts of this park is this is a two-tiered bullpen out here. The fans can come up here, and as Steve Avery just told me, they can rag on the National League or up here. Down here is the American League. We thought the National League had a better look, but they're down here by themselves. About the only thing they don't have is air conditioning. But this is an amazing thing for a new ballpark and another feature of Camden Yards. Back upstairs.
One of the old style features that adds to the charm. Cecil Fielder in his first at bat carved one foul. As Tim mentioned, he's leading in runs batted in all of Major League Baseball again with 77. He's one shy of the American League lead in home runs with 23. His teammate Mickey Tettleton has 24.
This guy is one of the most terrifying hitters in the history of Major League Baseball. You talk to all the players, you talk to the pitchers in particular. There is no way to pitch him. Tremendous power the other way, center field. It went on top of the roof at Detroit Tiger Stadium earlier this year, about 2 weeks ago.
Two balls and a strike on Fielder.
Remember when Cecil Fielder came back, as you look at Wade Boggs, Cecil Fielder came back to the United States after 3 years in Japan. He signed a 2-year contract, $1.5 million a year, and everybody thought that was exorbitant.
He was hit by the pitch. Burkett tried to crowd him, but instead picked up the 10-pin.
Not the 7-10 split, huh? That's about where it would be.
That's
home
why
plate,
I picked 10.
Yeah, home plate 60 feet 6 inches away, a bowling alley 60 feet. And that's about where that 10-pin would be. But Cecil's 10-pin was there. His right 10-pin.
Larger than the average pin. Ken Griffey Jr. at second. Fielder at first. 2 outs. 2 runs in here in the 5th. The American League has taken a 4-2 lead. Kirby Puckett scored their first run when he had a solo homer in the 2nd. Grounded out to the second baseman in the 4th. The 28-year-old Burkett, Pennsylvania native, watches a line drive to left. Bonds won't get it. It's in the gap and off the wall. Griffey in to score. Fielder chugs into third. He's held by Sparky Anderson. It's a double for Puckett. He had no extra base hits in his first 8 All-Star games. He has 2 tonight and 2 runs batted in. It's 5-2 AL.
2-2 pitch to Parrish. Got him swinging.
We'll return in a moment to the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network.
How do you get rid of ugly stains on ceiling tiles? You simply spray them away. Incredible? It's true. With Instagon. Just spray it on and the stain is gone right before your eyes in less than 30 seconds. No scrubbing, no rubbing, no work at all. Instagon's unique patent-pending formula disintegrates stains on contact. This textured sealing is a real challenge. You'll rub off the pebbling before you wipe away the dirt. But Instagon gets rid of the problem in no time. Amazing! And stop wasting so much time on bathroom tiles. Even that grungy caulking between the tiles comes sparkling clean with Instagon. Stucco is just about impossible to clean. But Instagon gets into all those tiny crevices and dissolves the grime away. It'll even take care of those neglected fireplace walls. Just spray on Instagon and watch years of soot just disappear. Water stains on your walls and ceilings? Now you see them, now you don't. Instagon works like magic. And why scrub that PVC lawn furniture? Just give it a spray of Instagon and clean away months of dirt in seconds. It even gets rid of the mildew on those vinyl cushions. You just spray it away. For extra large stains, apply Instagon with a paint roller. It works safely. It works instantly on all these surfaces. Instagon is yours for only $19.95. But wait, call now and we'll double your order at no extra charge. That's 2 22-ounce spray bottles good for hundreds of jobs for only $19.95. Guaranteed to make stains disappear or your money back. It's not available in stores, so order your Instagon now.
Order Instagon now and receive an additional 22-ounce bottle of Instagon absolutely free just by calling 1-800-931-6800 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling to Instagon, 809 Stewart Lane, Brentwood, Tennessee. But for quicker service, call 1-800-931-6800.
On the next Shap one-on-one, he gained more yards rushing than any player in history, record-breaking Hall of Famer Walter Payton.
Does that make you the greatest running back there ever was?
From the other legends of the game,
Barry Sanders, he's just sort of like a figment of your imagination.
To that unforgettable team that made history.
You wanted to pay the Bears just to be on the team because we were having so much fun and things were going so good.
Payton, Shap one-on-one, Tuesday at 7:30 only on ESPN Classic Sports.
Now we return to the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network.
Back on Classic Sports, 1975, an exciting year for Carl Yastrzemski, to say the least. Yaz made the All-Star team for the 12th time, and his Boston Red Sox team won the American League pennant for the first time since 1967, the year he won the Triple Crown. Though Yaz's Red Sox lost to Pete Rose and the Cincinnati Reds in the 1975 World Series, he participated in what is considered by many the best World Series in baseball history. Yaz holds the distinction of being number 2 all-time in games played with 3,308. Who's number 1? That's right, Pete Rose, also an All-Star in 1975. Pete leads the way with 35-62. But Yaz can brag about his pinch-hitting performance in the 75 All-Star Classic. So what if Pete Rose started? Let's join the dynamic duo of Vin Scully and Joe Garagiola in the 6th inning at Milwaukee's County Stadium.
And the new pitcher is Tom Seaver.
Seaver pitched on Sunday. Matlock will be batting 3rd, and Seaver 7th in the lineup. I don't see how to see. It can't be that way. Seaver would be hitting 7th. Say has just left the game. They probably put the pitcher in the 7th spot and dropped Matlock down into number 9 position.
That information can't be correct that we got.
Morgan stays in the lineup. He's hitting 3rd.
Got to be. You're right. You're right, Kurt.
Seaver will be hitting 7th, probably. And Matlock will be up next inning, batting 9th. Pretty good man to have up, too.
Not too bad. Pretty good hitter, pretty good ball player. He's put a lot of critics to rest, not only with his hitting, but with his fielding. Tom Seaver against Joe Rudy. Joe Rudy is 0 for 2. Bounced out both times. Not this time, though. Base hit. Rudy jumped on the first pitch. He is known as a first-ball fastball hitter. And here comes George Henrik in the run for Rudy.
Joe, the American League has been stinging the ball now the last 3 innings. Well, they had 2 hits in the 3rd, 2 hits in the 4th, a single in the 5th, a single here in the 6th, but they're all singles. They're not getting that big hit or that extra base hit they need.
Greg Nettles. Nettles is 1 for 2. Look out.
I almost got one of our Dominican Republic broadcasters, Alice Perez. They're sending this ball game via satellite back to the Dominican Republic, I believe, for the first time.
First time, and no Dominican player in the game tonight.
Which is an upset with all the great Dominican players in organized baseball.
Good pitch by Seaver. This is his 5th All-Star game. He was on the team 3 other years, but he didn't pitch. 7 innings. No runs and 3 hits. 0-0 record in All-Star play. Pretty good pitcher. There goes Henrik. Bench is going to have a tough throw. It is not in time. Seaver just kind of glanced at Henrik, and Henrik really got a good jump. Johnny Bench made a tremendous throw.
So twice now, the American League, last time caught Al Washington, the pinch runner. It's a tough job. You come off the bench cold. Perfect pitch to go on, though. Bench did all he could to get rid of the ball with great stuff on it, but that low pitch, a tough one to come up with and throw fast.
It was a slow breaking pitch that gave Henrik that extra half step or so.
Bench did it all, but Henrik steals second base, and that's a big place. 3-0. National League is leading, but it takes away that double play situation. Ground ball will pick up a base if it's to the right side. Greg Nettles, good cut, didn't get it, and Seaver gets a big strikeout. Boy, a picture of confidence. Look at him. Seaver and Bench, two franchises. If I own those two guys, I'll make them sleep in a deep freeze.
I like to be half an agent for each one.
Oh, me. Here's Gene Tennis. Gets booed here, but I'll tell you something, boys. In Bologna, he's big. I asked one of those Italian kids, who's your favorite player? He said, Gino Tenacci. That's my favorite player. Tenacci. That's the way they say it over there.
Got a rookie on deck now, fellas. Freddie Lynn of the Red Sox.
What a year he's having, that fellow. Henrik, a good lead.
He has a rookie teammate right behind him, Jim Rice, by just a few runs batted in, too. I think both of them have knocked in nearly 50% of the Red Sox runs are produced in this year.
Sidearm curveball. It's 1 ball and 1 strike on Tennis. Tennis was safe on an error, and he flied to left field. He's a strong guy, this Tennis. Seaver looks in sometimes, looks like he's grinning, and sometimes like he's sneering. Kind of reminds you of that old Charlie Brown at Peanuts thing. Give him the old change of face. Here's Henrik at second base. This guy can really run. Seaver misses.
You don't think there is like the change of face? That's a Stengel expression. Casey said
Really?
the change of face. You look at the outside corner, and the hitter says, ah, you throw inside and high. That's Stengel's change of face.
You put me on.
No.
You put me
No,
on.
he taught it to every pitcher on the staff.
Tennis is a deceiving hitter. He hasn't had as many walks this year as last year. He had over 100 last year, but he really looks that ball over.
3 balls and 2 strikes. You gotta be kidding me, Tony.
No.
3-2 pitch. Ball 4. He walked him, and here comes Fred Lynn, a pinch hitter.
Joe, I started to tell a story earlier, a couple of innings ago, as Lynn steps in, about sitting with Musial and Mantle in the lobby, and Fred Lynn was with his father. And Musial and Mantle said, how well do you know Fred Lynn? Well, I said, I've seen him play a couple times. They said, could you get him over and introduce us to him?
Is that right?
Talk about fans, and Fred was thrilled when I told him that story. He said, you got to be kidding me. But it's true.
Well, what a great young player this fellow is, 23 years old.
Fastball misses outside.
Joe, he had 1,400,000 write-in ballots. Second highest to Mike Schmidt last year. Stremski's out on deck.
High fly ball, right field. Bobby Mercer calls for it. And Mercer makes the play. So they're 2 away, and here comes Carl Yastrzemski. He'll be the batter for Busby. Or Cott, rather.
He has been red hot the last month.
.313, 10 home runs, 40 runs batted in. 5 for 5 game on Sunday. He's 12 for his last 23. That's a Little League average, over 500. Carl Yastrzemski. National League leading 3-0, bottom of the 6th. Well hit, deep to right field. This ball could be gone. Back, home run.
Goes Bernie Brewer, just disappeared to the studs. He has caught fire. He raised his average from 210 to 313. No doubt about that one. And the American League finally got that big hit. In 4 of the last 5 innings, they've had 2 men on base each inning, but couldn't punch one through. They finally got it.
And listen to this crowd. Look at that bench. It has come alive. Everybody's up. Yastrzemski, a 3-run pinch hit home run. First pitch by Tom Seaver to Yastrzemski, and we're all tied up.
You're watching ESPN Classic Sports All-Star Weekend.
I've taught over 5,000 golfers, from beginners to professionals. I can guarantee you that if your grip is wrong, your shot is doomed before you even swing. No matter how expensive your equipment, good golf requires a good grip. That's why this new Condor glove is the most exciting product I've ever seen. Your grip is the only link you have to the golf club. It gets the club face square to the ball at impact. A good grip is the easiest way to add distance, reduce hooks and slices, and cut stroke.
To use the Condor Pro Grip, simply lay the shaft across the colored path, hold tighter where the fingers are shaded, keep the colored knuckles out of sight, and point the arrow at your right ear. That's it. Your grip is consistently pro-perfect from first shot to last, as Darryl says.
No doubt about it. The Condor glove is the easiest, least expensive way to cut strokes ever invented. And all you do is put it on.
Call the number on your screen now.
Suddenly, it was a new beginning, and a man named Ricky had created it.
I heard some whispering going on that they had a petition up. Robinson was coming on the club, but they were not going to play with Robinson.
Jackie Robinson can be best characterized reflectively in one word: unconquerable. Everything about Jackie Roosevelt Robinson was right. And when people ask me, who is the greatest all-around athlete this nation has yet produced, I say Jackie Roosevelt Robinson. Also, the greatest all-around man.
You're watching Classic Sports Network.
It's the middle of the 7th inning in the Ultimate All-Star Game, and Eddie Layton, we know what that means. I feel all stretched out.
2-2 pitch to Parrish. Got him swinging.
We'll return in a moment to the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network.
Demanded better training facilities. Insisted on new uniforms and equipment. Held out for hundreds of free tickets. These guys will stop at nothing to get whatever they can for the Boys and Girls Clubs of America. Major League Baseball charities and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, giving kids a world of opportunities.
Discover the amazing hitting secrets of America's finest baseball school in Teaching the Mechanics of the Major League Swing 2. Tommy Mansky's powerful teaching video that features the same revolutionary techniques that have produced baseball world's back-to-back-to-back AAU national championship teams. Parents, players, and coaches have been simply amazed at their students' rapid week-by-week improvement. These award-winning techniques benefit players of all ages and ability levels and make a valuable addition to any coach's library and a great gift. At just $29.95, call now.
If you love hunting, fishing, the great outdoors, you'll love Field & Stream, America's premier outdoor magazine. Each issue is chock full of great photos and exciting stories on hunting, fishing. It's all in Field & Stream, the great magazine of the great outdoors. One full year, regularly $35.88, is now just $14.95. A savings of more than 60% off the newsstand price. Subscribe now, and you'll get this handy multi-purpose sportsman's knife free with your paid subscription. Designed for outdoorsmen, it's 14 tools in one. It's the perfect sportsman's knife, and it's yours free. But that's not all. Each issue contains up-to-the-moment coverage on the hottest places to hunt and fish in your area. Here's how to order.
Call 1-800-883-5995 now and get a full year of Field & Stream plus your free sportsman's knife. Call 1-800-883-5995. That's 1-800-883-5995.
You're watching Classic Sports Network.
We're back on Classic Sports with more from the Ultimate All-Star Game. Growing up, it seemed that the worst player on any given Little League team always played out in right field. Nobody wanted to play right field, and if you did, no fly balls came your way except one that might hit you in the head. Well, for all of you Little Leaguers in deep, deep, deep right field, the 8th inning right now on Classic Sports is for you. It's the 1979 All-Star Game, and Pittsburgh's Dave Parker ruled Seattle's Kingdome. The American League tried to pad their 6-5 lead in the 7th inning as Jim Rice tried to stretch a double into a triple. He hit it into right field, and Jim didn't make it, thanks to the rifle arm of Parker, the 3-time Gold Glover. But the Cobra was saving his best work for the 8th inning. Parker's predecessor in the Bucs outfield, Roberto Clemente, won 12 consecutive Gold Gloves and led the National League in assists 5 times. The 12-time All-Star won 4 batting titles and hit .414 for the Pirates in their 1971 World Series win over Baltimore. He also hit his only All-Star Game home run in the 1971 Midsummer Night Classic. As you watch his homer, keep in mind that this was also his last appearance at an All-Star Game. He was injured and unable to play the 1972 game and died with 4 others on New Year's Eve that same year when a plane carrying supplies to earthquake-stricken Nicaragua crashed. Up next, Dave Parker and Roberto Clemente and their memorable 8th inning heroics.
Bottom of the 8th, the Cubs' incomparable Bruce Sutter on the mound, a man who can demoralize any hitter. But the California Angels' Brian Downing isn't all. He leads off with a base hit. Bruce Bochy is ordered to sacrifice, and he does so. The Nationals know Reggie Jackson can break open a game with one swing of the bat, so they pass him intentionally. 1 out later, with a chance to score the go-ahead run, the Yankees' Greg Nettles steps in. Nettles delivers a clutch 2-out blow as Downing turns for home. Parker's magnificent throw is a classic example of why All-Star games are remembered. Gary Carter is a rock of granite at the plate, and Downing can't bust through. And he's out by a crucial inch.
1 out, nobody on. Clemente struck out his first time. He placed inside to him for a ball. Hank Aaron in the 4th inning.
Lolich has surprised a couple of these National League hitters. He surprised Bonds on the called 3rd strike with that good sharp breaking curve, and he looked like he just surprised Roberto Clemente with a pretty hard fastball.
1 ball, no strikes. At the knees, 1-1. He won the 3 games for the Tigers when they beat the Cardinals, and he beat Bob Gibson in that dramatic 7th game at St. Louis. Pitching on 2 days rest. The 1-1 pitch. Let up high. Ball 2, 2-1.
And then he looked like he turned to Frank Umont, the plate umpire, and saying, yeah, let him get that one down in the strike zone. It looked like he was fooled much on the changeup.
On deck is Lee May. Same pitch and high, ball 3. Clemente said, why wasn't that in the strike zone? I'd like to have that one. 1 out, nobody on. Clemente had 10 hits in a doubleheader last August against the Dodgers. A lot of hits in one day. 3-1 to him. It's a high fly in the deep right center. Amos Otis way back. That one's going, and it is gone. Almost in the same spot as Johnny Bench's in the upper deck in right center. I've never seen so many long drives to the opposite field by right-handed batters that we've had in this game. That's another tremendous shot for a right-hander. 450, 460.
Here's that Clemente swing once again. Look at that bat stay back. Cock. Now a trademark. Hitting off the front foot. Look at that right foot, the rear foot, a foot off the ground, something that is not advisable as a hitter. But don't tell that to Clemente or Hank Aaron. There's a long drive. That one is going way up.
You're watching the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network. This ESPN Classic Sports presentation is brought to you by cold, refreshing Zima. Zima, a few degrees cooler.
Zima.
Hey. How is that?
Huh. Very refreshing.
When I was a kid, I remember going to the Boys and Girls Club. There was this one teacher,
That's great, Frank.
Miss Franklin. She always encouraged me,
Right. Come on, Frank. You can do it.
especially when it came to baseball. It was a great experience.
There you go.
That's why I'm glad I can give something back to the Boys and Girls Club, especially to Miss Franklin.
Come on, Miss Franklin, you can do it. Come on. Here we go. Let's make this play.
Major League Baseball charities and the Boys and Girls Clubs of America, giving kids a world of opportunities.
Do you know the easiest way to improve your golf score? By sharpening your vision with scientifically designed Condor sunglasses. These high-tech sunglasses use special lens material developed by NASA, which enables you to see the ball much more clearly. You can track your shot and judge distances more accurately. These Condor sunglasses are golf-specific. They increase your lateral vision by providing unobstructed vision throughout your swing. There are no lower rims on the glasses, allowing for a clear view down to the ball, and they weigh less than an ounce. Their wraparound design keeps out glare, wind, and dust. Never again worry about sunglasses falling off your face. The adjustable temple arms prevent slipping. Condor sunglasses will sharpen your sight, lower your score, and protect your eyes. Now, you can have these golf-specific sunglasses for only $19.95. You save up to $180 off other golf-specific sunglasses. Call the number on the screen now.
Now we return to the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network.
1968 was the year of the pitcher. Denny McLain won 31 games for the Detroit Tigers. St. Louis Cardinals ace Bob Gibson baffled hitters with a 1.12 ERA, and Dodger hurler Don Drysdale pitched 58 scoreless innings. The theme carried over into the All-Star Game, held on artificial turf and indoors at the Houston Astrodome in 1968 in his second only All-Star appearance and only 1 year away from the miracle of '69. The New York Mets' Tom Seaver showed the American League why he earned the name Tom Terrific. After striking out 2 in the 7th, number 41 faced 3 intimidating sluggers in the top of the 8th. You guessed it. Let's join Kurt Gowdy with the call.
Powell, leading off in the 8th inning, has taken ball 1 from Tom Seaver of the Mets. Powell has struck out, hit the ground ball to the right side. Tommy Helms digs it up, and there's 1 away. There was time called. Time was called. The ball had gone out of the National League bullpen and rolled out into the right field corner, and time had been called. Mickey Mantle had already moved up to the plate, was getting a hand, and now Boo Powell will come back to bat. There was no play on that pitch. So Powell gets another chance. They did not, Harry Wendelstedt had Paul Tyne down the right field line when a ball had popped out of the bullpen into the playing field. Somebody threw it away out there, it was warming up. And play was going on while time had been called by the right field umpire. Kurt, think what would have happened if he would have hit a home run.
What happens if he hits one now?
Yeah. All right, so Powell with the new life up there. A 1-0 pitch to him. 1-1. Have to race the scorecard and take out that 4-3. A 1-1 pitch to Powell. Bounds at Powell. 1-2. Mickey Mantle is on deck to pinch hit. And he'll get a big ovation when he comes out. There's the Mick, the captain of the American League Star Squad. A 1-2 pitch. Struck him out on a fastball. One away in the 8th. And here comes Mantle. Listen to the applause. Wow, it's a standing ovation for him. Pitch to Mantle. Strike to him. Mantle, his 16th All-Star game. Hitting .233 this year. Always a hard luck player. Plagued with injuries throughout his career. Over 529 lifetime homers. Ball and strike one. Now in the twilight of his career. American League has only one player left in the bench who's available for a pinch hitter, a non-pitcher. That's Wayne Josephson of the White Sox. Seaver throws him the slow curve. Change-up curve, and the count is 1-2. Only two American Leaguers have reached base tonight, both doubles. They've had 2 hits. And he struck out. Seaver has now struck out 4 men. In an inning and 2/3, Mantle gets a hand as he goes back. And the Tigers' Don Wirt is up for the first time. I'll tell you how brilliant this National League pitching's been tonight. Drysdale, Marichal, Carlton, and Seaver have not walked a man. They have struck out 8. The strike to Wirt. There are 2 down, nobody on in the top of the 8th inning. And there's a drive to right field. That ball may be headed in the corner. Extra bases. Wirt is in the second. Aaron into Tommy Helms, and it's a double. The tying runs on second for the American League. Don Wirt doubling into the right field corner, and a left-handed batter, Rick Mundy of the Oakland Athletics, will be up. They have an odd thing right now down the National League bullpen. Bob Gibson is standing in front of the 2 pitchers warming up for the National League. We'll try and show you a shot of this. And this is a protecting. He is there. They have their backs to the plate. In case the ball line drive hit down that line, Gibson would protect them. Rick Mundy bounced out his first time. Takes the curve for a strike to the corner. Mundy should have years of stardom ahead of him. Played his baseball at Arizona State, as did Reggie Jackson and Sal Bando, 3 Arizona State players on that Oakland club. Fastball blown by him, strike 2. This Seaver is a tremendous young pitcher, isn't he, Sandy?
Sure, yes, he is. And, you know, a lot of people have remarked that he looks like Robin Roberts. He's a great competitor out there. He's got good stuff and good control, which you don't see in a lot of young pitchers, but you're starting to see it more and more these days, and I think that's why pitching is becoming so good now.
Struck him out, and Seaver strikes out the side. He has struck out 5 men in 2 innings.
You're watching ESPN Classic Sports All-Star Weekend. How do you get rid of ugly stains on ceiling tiles? You simply spray them away. Incredible? It's true. With Instagon. Just spray it on and the stain is gone right before your eyes in less than 30 seconds. No scrubbing, no rubbing, no work at all. Instagon's unique patent-pending formula disintegrates stains on contact. This textured sealing is a real challenge. You'll rub off the pebbling before you wipe away the dirt. But Instagon gets rid of the problem in no time. Amazing! And stop wasting so much time on bathroom tiles. Even that grungy caulking between the tiles comes sparkling clean with Instagon. Stucco is just about impossible to clean. But Instagon gets into all those tiny crevices and dissolves the grime away. It'll even take care of those neglected fireplace walls. Just spray on Instagon and watch years of soot just disappear. Water stains on your walls and ceilings? Now you see them, now you don't. Instagon works like magic. And why scrub that PVC lawn furniture? Just give it a spray of Instagon and clean away months of dirt in seconds. It even gets rid of the mildew on those vinyl cushions. You just spray it away. For extra large stains, apply Instagon with a paint roller. It works safely. It works instantly on all these surfaces. Instagon is yours for only $19.95. But wait, call now and we'll double your order at no extra charge. That's two 22-ounce spray bottles good for hundreds of jobs for only $19.95. Guaranteed to make stains disappear or your money back. It's not available in stores, so order your Instagon now.
Order Instagon now and receive an additional 22-ounce bottle of Instagon absolutely free just by calling 1-800-931-6800 or send check or money order for $19.95 plus $4.95 shipping and handling to Instagon, 809 Stewart Lane, Brentwood, Tennessee. But for quicker service, call 1-800-931-6800.
You're watching Classic Sports Network.
There's a long drive. That one is going way up.
You're watching the Ultimate All-Star Game on Classic Sports Network.
Part of the beauty of baseball is that unlike football and basketball, there's no clock. So there's always a chance for a dramatic come-from-behind victory. The Ultimate All-Star Game wouldn't be complete without including the following two All-Star Game finishes. Ted Williams, the famed Boston Red Sox left fielder, is best known for hitting .406 in the 1941 season and winning 2 Triple Crown awards. But Ted's legend grew huge in the 1950 All-Star Game at Chicago's Comiskey Park. He crashes into the outfield wall catching a fly ball and fractures his elbow. Doesn't know it. Plays 8 innings with the pain and then gets a hit that gives the American League a 3-2 lead. Now, unfortunately, the National League won this game in extra innings. However, Teddy Ballgame did have what he told us here on Classic Sports, his greatest moment of his career in the 1941 All-Star Game when he won the game dramatically in the final at bat. Now, after speaking of dramatic finishes, we can tell you that the 1970 finish was one of the greatest. The 12th inning collision between the irresistible force Pete Rose and the movable object Ray Fosse. This was Fosse's first All-Star Game appearance and his last. Although he played for 8 more seasons, he was never the same after his encounter with Charlie Hustle. So what we have for you now on Classic Sports up next is Ted Williams, Pete Rose, and their late inning heroics as the Ultimate All-Star Game continues.
Ninth inning, more than 54,000 in Detroit's Briggs Stadium wait in anticipation. Claude Passeau delivers ball 4. You watch Cecil Travis. That loads the bases with 1 out. Waiting to bat, Joe DiMaggio and Ted Williams. DiMaggio, the hitter, Passeau's pitch. Ground ball to short, might be 2. Miller to Herman for 1. Relay, tie in time. American League is still alive, and that sets the stage for Ted Williams. 2 on, 2 out. American League trailing by 1 run. Williams takes the strike from Claude Passeau. And the next pitch, long drive, deep right field. Maybe the ball game, home run. Ted Williams has just won the All-Star Game with a 9th inning dramatic 3-run home run. The American League wins 7-5, and Ted Williams having a tremendous year, hitting over 400. Is there anybody who can get him out?
Oh, let's do it now. What do you say? Come on. Claude Osteen pitches 3 scoreless innings against the American League. Now the bottom of the 12th. Joe Torre at bat. Yastrzemski playing first base. Yastrzemski makes it 2 out. Pete Rose gets another chance. Rose's winning run ends the game. National League 5, American League 4. That winning run presented Rose with a dilemma. He was forced to run over catcher Ray Fosse. First of all, he was racing against the excellent fielding of Amos Otis on Jim Hickman's single. From the overhead shot, it is obvious that Fosse was up the line, blocking the plate. If we freeze that last shot, we can clearly see Rose's dilemma. The ball, the plate, and Ray Fosse. In slow motion, we can see Rose's first intention was to slide. But he realized there was only one way to score, to win the game. The pro has to win. But, win or lose, there's no place to hide.
Today, Ray Fosse is a baseball broadcaster, and Pete Rose is still trying to get into baseball's Hall of Fame. But that collision is the defining collision in baseball history. From now on and forevermore, every time two players get together, do you hear us, Albert Bell? They will be reminded of the collision that took place in that All-Star game and at home plate. And as for the importance of the game, in another appearance here on Classic Sports, Ted Williams, who had many great moments in baseball, said the greatest moment he had, the one he enjoyed the most, was the time he hit the home run to win the All-Star game in 1941. For him, that was the ultimate thrill. For us, this was the ultimate All-Star game. Thanks for joining us.